I know we could accomplish something. There's a lot of things in the old paradigm that must die to give birth to new life. When the spring comes, you have to see, you have to shed the leaves of the old to give new life. It is important that we are able to evolve. It is important that we're able to go to another level. It is important that we're able to not be afraid. And one thing that I see a lot of times is fear. One thing that I had to battle with myself was fear. Fear of what he's gonna think, what she's gonna do, what he's gonna say. When I was initiated to Ifa, they gave me the name Ifa Loba. And this is where the movement of Destiny is King was born. It is our destiny that will take us to our highest height. But we cannot climb it without character. We cannot climb it without patience. We cannot climb it without perseverance, without not being afraid to look adversity in the eyes. I remember my father told me that, and that's something that sat with me a long time. And when I sit here and I think about when my life changed, and when everything that they taught me started to make sense, I was at 21 years old, sitting in the jail cell, facing life in prison. My father and my uncle, they told me my life won't end here because it's not my destiny. But I will shed the old, and I will be reborn here. My father told me to look adversity in the eyes and never look back again. It took me a long time to learn how to do that. And one thing I want to say to people is we have to let the fear go. We have to let the hate go. Because if we hate someone else, we hate ourselves. We have to let the envy and the jealousy go. And we have to see what's happening right now. With this movement, we are reversing the transatlantic slave trade. We are reconnecting with our brothers and sisters in the diaspora. We are going to places like Trinidad, to Cuba, to Brazil, to Haiti, and all of these places in the diaspora, and not just for a beautiful vacation, but to bring systems of empowerment, systems of financial growth, because it is hard to focus when you're hungry. It's hard to focus when your pockets are empty. Then you have time to hate. Then you have time to talk about what he got, and we all ain't got nothing together. But when we empower ourselves, when we give us a fountain to drink from, we drink together. When we have a plate to eat from, we eat together. But if we continue the curse that they put on us and continue the crab in the bucket syndrome, we continue to pull each other down. We continue to talk about each other. We continue to fight one another. It is important that today be a new awakening. And for the rest of our life, we move with the energy of Koshebe, the energy of unbreakable, the energy of our ancestors. So when I walk, I learn to walk fearless. When I walk, I learn to close my ears to negativity and open my heart to love. When I walk, I learn to not listen to naysayers, but to be in tune with my destiny. And when I'm in tune with my destiny, I'm in tune with our destiny. Because we have our destiny and we have the collective destiny. When we become as important to our destiny and our community as a lung is to the ori and the body. The lung and the ori is not the same, but they are both just as much as value. My destiny is not bigger than yours, and your destiny is not smaller than mine. Our destinies are to work together. Our destinies are to save each other. We are too small to fight. You may sing a song like this, I may sing a song like that. Is that an issue? Or do we embrace each other? And when I'm in your temple, I learn to sing the song the way you sing it. We gotta think, we get so distracted with the small things. When we have children that are still hungry. The thing that made me so passionate and motivated and made it real for me is when I started traveling. And when I started traveling to different countries, and I see all of the beauty, but the common thing that I see is Africans at the end. Africans suffering. Africans without. Africans hungry. How can we change that? We have to start. It may not happen in our lifetime, but if we begin to plant the seeds, the way our elders planted the seeds, that we can have culture. My father said, we sacrifice so that you don't have to sacrifice. We sacrifice so that you don't have to be without. We don't have to be broke no more. Because when you have a broke mindset, you have an empty heart. We don't have to be angry no more. My father said angry is the emotion of the weak. Because if you get into the boxing ring and you're angry, you're gonna get beat up. So we have to walk with patience. We have to walk with character. And we have to walk fearless. And we have to want change. We have to bring change. We said Modupwe to everyone that's here. And we ask that we continue to support each other. We ask that we continue to rise together. And we ask that we break the curse of poverty. We ask that we set up legacies for our children. We set up generational wealth. We begin to empower ourselves in the diaspora as Yoruba American, African American, as who we are. Don't be afraid to be African American. You will never speak Yoruba as good as someone coming from Nigeria. You never speak Spanish as good as someone coming from Cuba. But you will have that African American swag better than anybody in this world. Guess what? The African American swag is the best swag in the world. Why? Because everybody looks at the African American for what's next. When you travel to Nigeria, they're looking at us. When you travel to Cuba, when you travel to Europe, wherever you travel, we control the standard. So why do we be afraid to be who we are? One thing that I really loved when I went to Trinidad, that they were proud to be Trinidadian. When they sing their songs to the Orisha, they sung it the way they sung it. When they played the drums, they played it the way they played it. As African Americans, do it the way we do it. That's what our elders was big on. That's what our elders was big on. When I go to Nigeria, I go to learn. Because it's going to take a lot of years before we can do the work we really have to do there. The children in the diaspora are the new custodians of the culture. If you don't believe it, watch it. Watch these children. Look at them. Look how much passion they have. Look how they embrace this culture. And this is thanks to our elders. No one ever came back for us. Yes, the sad truth. No one ever came back for us. So guess what? I'm going back for my brothers and my sisters in all of the diaspora. And we're going to bring wealth first. Because you can speak philosophy all day. But if you're speaking to me and I'm hungry, I'm not going to hear a thing you're saying. Mama C knows this, and I learned this from living in Oakland. When they said the Black Panther teachings, you put money in their pocket and food in their belly, and then you can begin to speak your philosophy. Let's put money in our children's pocket. Let's make our children don't have to feel like selling drugs is the only way. Shooting and robbing is the only way. Because if we shoot and rob each other, the enemy wins. The enemy wins. I'm focused on us, but my biggest passion is the young people. Because with the young people, we're unstoppable. We say, Modupwe. Modupwe. Everything about the movement is not going to be beautiful. But when you're ready to unite, and when you're ready to make a true change, it's bigger than just going to get a reading from the Babalawo and paying your $100 and getting your ebal. It's bigger than that. And this is the passion. This is what we're bringing. Because I get so sick when I see us suffering. I get so tired when I see us going without. How can we set up systems? How can we build our own schools? How can we have our own doctors? Like our cousin Akin in Cuba, that is on a 20-year mission of studying the ins and outs of the medical field to come back and teach our children. And he's 15 years in. 5 more years he's gonna be back to teach our children so we can open up our own hospitals. Because I know a lot of us are scared, especially when COVID was happening. I don't care if I was coughing, whatever, I wasn't going in there. Because everybody who went in there didn't come out. And we be afraid to talk about the truth. We want them to spoon feed us filth just because they said it's okay. We want them to inject us and poison our bodies just because they say it's okay. We want to eat their food and poison our bodies. We have to build a nation within or without a white Western society. We have to build a nation within or without a Western society. So we're here to build. We're here to build. We're here to build. We love y'all. We thank you that you came. And let's continue to grow. Ashe, Ashe, Ashe. Enjoy the last performance. Ashe, Modupwe.